I'm Lizzie Harrison for Card Player TV, here with Maria Ho. You may remember her from her 38th place finish in last year's main event, but she's actually more of a cash game player. How's it going today, Maria?
It's going good. I've taken a couple days break, so it's good. Didn't play the seniors event, skipped that yesterday, and skipped the Omaha today.
So have you been playing a lot of tournaments while you're out here in Vegas?
I've probably played 6 so far, cashed in 0, and but I took a week off to go to Hong Kong, so I haven't played as many tournaments as I wanted.
Well, I know you're primarily a cash game player. How are the cash games out here in Vegas during the series?
You know, it's been kind of bad, actually. Like I haven't played that many cash games in the other past years I've been here, so I wasn't really sure what to expect. But I've heard
I've heard too
things like mainly bad, but some people have said, oh, it's pretty good. So then I've been playing at the Bellagio and I play at the Rio a little bit, and really it's just so hard to get into a game. For one, at the Bellagio you can't get into a game there because they don't have enough tables, and then here it's the selection of games is horrible. Like trying to get a higher limit game going, it's like pulling teeth here. So that's been no good.
So what stakes do you prefer to play if you have your choice?
I like to play anywhere from 1-2 and above. So
what games?
Usually limit holdem, but I kind of like the mixed games sometimes. I mean, if it depends on the players. If I feel like I can attract more players that are bad by playing a mixed game, then I'm down to do that. So.
And that seems to be the trend these days. Everyone wants to play mixed games.
Yeah, they all want to play mixed games, so I'm good with that.
So what do you think is your best game and why?
I think limit holdem is. I think I just feel the most comfortable with it. I have the most experience in it, and so I'm in my element when I'm playing that.
What types of mistakes do you see other players make when they're playing limit holdem?
There's a couple of things. I think one, most people generally play pretty loose pre-flop, and I think in limit, I think if you can just play pretty tight pre-flop and then be very, very aggressive post-flop and make the correct decisions as far as laying down or getting value bets in, that's where the money comes from. So people who play very loose pre-flop, I think they bleed a lot of money that way. So
that makes sense. Well, what factors goes into making the decisions post-flop?
Definitely who you're playing against is a big thing. Position's huge in limit holdem, in my opinion. Like you can 3-bet somebody and isolate them with a much more marginal hand if you're in position against a bad player, and also just knowing how they call. If they call you pretty light, then you always want to make sure you get the value bet in, especially on the river. I see some players with a tendency to check a lot behind on the river with like a top pair and like a not so great kicker, and usually that hand's good there, especially if you know who you're playing against.
So they're missing a bet.
So they're missing a bet, and that counts and that adds up. So.
Well, you said most of your experience is in limit holdem. When did you start playing, and where were you, and how old?
I started playing limit holdem probably when I was like 18, just when I went to college. I played in the Indian casinos. I went to school down in San Diego, so and then I played online some. So I played ever since then.
What was the learning curve like? Were you a winning player from the beginning?
Oh, absolutely not. I was in the $3, $6, $4, $8 games at all the little casinos down there, and I was horrible. And I thought I was so good. That's the best part. I was like, oh no.
That they were all bad beats.
I was like, these people are getting so lucky on me. I'm clearly the best player here. And then now when I look back, I'm like, wow, it was terrible.
So how did you learn? What did you change about your game?
Honestly, it was just the experience of losing my money, I think. And I mean, I got most of my experience from playing. Like, I haven't read a book cover to cover. I've never really, studied a lot in terms of like reading books and stuff. But I think just playing and like seeing different hands play out, and then just keeping track of all that, and then just memory based and just playing.
Well, how did you evolve into a professional poker player? Did you stop going to school, or?
No, I finished. I graduated college.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I finished college, and then I became a professional poker player. Like my first, literally, I walked. I was at my graduation day. I walked, and then I came straight to the World Series for my first World Series. Like I flew out here the next day, and then I've been playing since.
So what was the reaction of your family to your decision?
They were pretty pissed.
Understandable.
Because they're like, why did you go to college for 4 years and then become a professional poker player? But and plus they're very traditional, and they wanted me to have a more conventional route career-wise.
What was your major?
My major was in communications, and I had a law minor, but my parents do real estate. They always wanted me to kind of do that. So they weren't too happy about it. But I think they've become much more supportive, especially because I've made it clear that I'm not going to do this for the rest of my life. So I think
you're not going to play poker for the rest of your life?
I won't be a professional poker player for very much longer.
Really?
So yeah.
Why is
I
that?
would just be playing recreationally. Because I don't feel like the lifestyle suits the person that I am. I think it's tough. I think it's really hard, and I commend the people that travel the tournament circuit and they can do this, because it's really not
takes
easy.
a lot of stamina.
It's not, it's not easy, and so and just the hours, and I don't have enough time to spend with my family, my friends. They're totally on a different schedule as I am, so it's really hard to keep those relationships the way I want them. So that's the biggest reason.
What do you see yourself doing in 5 or 6 years?
I'm probably going to make my parents happy and go into the family business for a little while. That's what my plans are for immediately when I finish my professional poker playing career. But after that, I kind of want to venture out and do my own thing. But I have a lot of interests, so I'm going to see what path I go.
But poker will always be a part of your life?
Yeah, I'm going to be at the World Series playing the main event, I imagine, every year till I can't even see the cards anymore. So, I mean, I'll be doing that, and I'll play recreationally in cash games, but just as far as, like, being a professional poker player and putting in the hours and traveling to play poker, I don't think I'll be doing that.
So you play a lot of cash games around the Southern California area. Do you also play online?
Yeah, I've actually been playing a lot more online because I'm already starting to kind of help my parents out with their business, so I don't have as much time to go play live. So I play a lot on Bodog. I play Limit Hold'em mainly there, but then I've played a couple of their little satellites and stuff they've had going for the World Series. So
you like playing online? Do you think the fields are different at all?
I've noticed that the games are much different. Playing Limit Hold'em online, it's like people never fold.
Everyone's always 3-betting.
Yeah, everyone's always 3-betting. They're very, very aggressive online, and they always it's very hard to bluff online. I've come to find that out the hard way.
So do you play more of an ABC game?
I try to when I play online. For right now. I mean, until I know my opponents better online, then maybe I can switch things up. But right now, I have no clue who these people are.
Well, thank you very much for coming up to talk to me today.
Thank you.
Lizzie Harrison with Maria Ho for Card Player TV.